200 days on Minecraft Hardcore Factions. Hardcore Factions, known as HCF, is a competitive multiplayer game mode focused around the idea of player versus player. Since we have already survived 100 days in HCF, it was time to give myself a challenge with some much harder goals in the attempt to successfully survive 200 days. By the end of these 200 days, I want to kill over 100 players. I want to make at least 15 factions raidable. I want to have at least 2 full chests of God armor. And as a bonus challenge, I want to end these 200 days on the server's kills leaderboard. Remember, 1 day in Minecraft is 20 minutes in real life time. This means that I will spend over 33 hours trying to survive another 100 days in HCF. Hardcore Factions has a lot to it, so be sure to check out the first 100 days in Hardcore Factions where everything is explained. But for a quick summary, in HCF, you can create a faction to fight against other teams in PvP and events. If you kill a faction enough times in a short amount of time, you will be able to raid their base and steal their loot. And finally, if you die on HCF, you will receive a death ban, which means you're temporarily banned from the server until your death ban expires. And guys, I will also be giving away $500 worth of gaming equipment to 3 different winners on this video. For a chance to win, just subscribe, leave a like on this video, and comment your favorite part. Now, let's see if we can survive 200 days on Hardcore Factions. Alright guys, if you want to play in the best hardcore faction server out there, you can join my server with the IP play.vipermc.net on Java Minecraft versions 1.7 through 1.8.9. I'll be playing on the Infernal Realm, and this realm resets every Friday at 6 p.m. EST, which is the time I am logging on right now. Day 101. Right at 6 p.m. EST, the server opened and I had spawned in. I had to move quickly to start setting up. I immediately voted for the server using the command/vote and received some keys to open for some loot. I got a full protection 1 diamond set and some valuable blocks. I decided to sell the emeralds for some money so that I can claim an area for my base. Next, I created my faction, 200 days spelt backwards. After running far enough down South Road, I started the claiming process and got myself a 33 by 33 claim. I then typed kit starter and I was ready to start working on my base. By day 102, I had returned to spawn to head to the nether. I needed to get quartz for redstone comparators, glowstone for brewing, and soul sand for a netherwort farm. After getting everything I needed, I returned back home. I decided to visit the end for ender pearls and for gunpowder for brewing. Once I got to the Creeper Island, I realized how hard it was going to be to get anything. By the start of day 104, I had 13 ender pearls and 7 gunpowder. I had also received a crate key from a server-wide giveaway, and I decided this was a good time to head to spawn. I started by opening a challenge key and then the spring key. I got some valuables and exotic bones. I sold some of the valuables to buy some cow eggs and netherwort. Day 105. I needed sand to make glass for both my base and for brewing. I used the strategy of being in the miner kit for haste 2 and using golden shovels to insta-mine sand. I also found some obsidian for the nether portal and an enchantment table. I teleported home with a full inventory of sand and started smelting. During day 106, the entire server received 1 partner package. I got some extra iron blocks as well as a lasso partner item. And with 1 minute of SOTW timer to spare, I finished my glass box. I spent days 107 through 117 finishing the base entirely. I first mined out an area to make some very big sugarcane, melon, netherwort, wheat, carrot, and potato farms. There was also another server-wide giveaway of a key and a partner package. I opened both and received some loot, including 2 efficiency 5 pickaxes and a protection 2 chestplate. While running out to get wood, I found somebody in the wilderness. I chased him down to his base and eventually killed him. 99 more to go. After that, I ran back out to get as much wood as I need, and I received another key from a server-wide giveaway. I opened that key to receive some more exotic bones, protection 2 boots, and a full protection 2 rogue set. And finally, my base was complete. I had auto brewers, potion chests, a full chest room, and a fully finished farm. Day 118. Now that I was finished with the base, I wanted to go noob hunting in that newly acquired rogue set. I found our first noob and got our second kill of the map, only 98 more to go. After running around, a full diamond started chasing me, and then I showed him the power of the rogue backstab. After that kill though, I got a little cocky and stuck around too long, and then I paid the price. Well, that was our first death. I spent the beginning of day 119 in the Deathband arena, but got revived by another player. I wanted to take advantage of the fact that we were 1DTR and start trapping. I opened my base to let one player in, but before I knew it, 3 different players and 2 different factions were in the base. I escaped with 1 potion and decided I was going to wait until one of the factions left. After a bit of trapping, I had him in a 1x1 and he was dead. We finally had our first full protection 2 god set. I decided to let in another player while we were still 1DTR. Turns out I let in 2 players. I was trying to play very safe, but then I got boned. At this point, I had to go all in or I was going to be raidable. Luckily, after escaping, I was able to separate the archer and the diamond. And after we killed the archer, I realized that the diamond had glitched into my base. He was banned by staff and we killed his logger. While still on 1DTR, I let in another player. After a little bit of trapping, I killed him and got his full god set. With time for one more final trap, I let in 2 more players. After a few minutes, I managed to separate them and kill them both. So, after 1DTR trapping for just a little bit, we had a decent amount of pearls, god sets, and partner items. Day 122 through 123. I found a bard and mage outside, and knowing that I could easily quick drop them, I was tempted to start chasing them. As we got closer to their base, I got pretty greedy and I decided to run in. After 10 straight minutes of being in their base, I finally found a way out. I brewed some pots using materials from Kit Starter and ran back to their base. After making them 1DTR, I tried fully committing to making them raidable. But after a little while, I was trapped and I was dead. Since we were now 1DTR, Deathband, and on DTR freeze, I spent all of days 124 through 126 waiting and regenerating. Once I was back at base, I realized I had no more gunpowder and I needed to go back to the end. I ran through the portal and made my way to Creeper Island, and then I saw full invis farming. Sadly, after we killed him, all of his gunpowder went into the void. I managed to get 5 stacks of gunpowder before deciding to teleport back to base. Then, I got some sand and started brewing. At this point on day 131, I only had 12 kills, and I have a challenge to reach 100. So, I invited my friend Hatefoo, another HCF YouTuber, to help me get kills for the next 20 days. I'll be doing something known as pigeoning, which is randomly finding people I see for no reason at all other than to kill them. So, enjoy this montage of all of our kills and some raids. At this point, I had 50 kills, made 1 faction raidable, and had enough loot to cross off the challenge of 2 double chests of God armor. For the next 30 days, I wanted to run into bases as a solo to get as many kills and raidable factions as possible to get closer to completing those challenges. Raid number 1. I arrived at a trapper's base. This was my first real attempt at base raiding this map. He opened the base and I ran in. That kill marks our second raidable faction of the map. We also got some pretty good loot. This guy was advertising in chat that he was letting people into his base on 1 DTR, so I ran in. But fast forward a few minutes, I was trapped and he ended up killing me. At this point, I was pretty angry, so I wanted to try again. After getting revived by another player, I returned back to his base and ran in again for a second chance to make him raidable and get my loot back. And finally, we had gotten revenge. The Magic Rock partner item gave me 12 seconds of Strength 2 and Speed 3 and was definitely the reason I made him raidable. I ran over to loot his chest, took his partner items and some armor, and got out of there. After that last raid, I ran over to another 1 DTR base. When I arrived, I was pretty confused because there was literally just a hole straight into their base. At this point, I didn't really know what was going on, but I saw that he was inside a safe area. Well, he's raidable, but that was pretty weird. There ended up being basically no loot, so I returned back to base. I made my way to another base and ran in. After that kill certified our 5th raid, we were now 1/3 of the way to finishing the 15 raidable factions challenge. I got a little bit of loot from the base and then returned back home. Next, I found another 1 DTR trapping base to run into. When I got to the base, I saw the fence gates open and I just pearled in. I went full invis and then messaged the trapper to come up. After I crossbowed in this area, he stopped trying to kill me, so I went full invis. Well, that was our 5th raid in a row. I went to loot, but I found a raid stealer instead. After killing him, I looted the base for a few sets and then found another raid stealer. and after him, I returned back to base. I made my way to my next base, but once I arrived, I noticed a bard and a diamond in the fall trap below. That guy was blatantly cheating. Anyways, I F-homed and came back to the base. And that was our 7th raidable faction, which actually turned out to be pretty rich partner items wise. After that last raid, I made my way to another trapper's base and asked to run in. After making him raidable, I looted his base quickly and returned back to our base. I then went to another faction's base and ran in. Overall, a pretty rich raid. I got a lot of partner items and a ton of god sets too. I found my way to another faction's base. When I got there, I realized I had already made this guy raidable earlier, so I figured I might as well do it again. I decided to try a new strategy and bait him with potions on the ground and then teleport Bo in. There's barely any loot, but that was another 2 kills and another raid. Next, I ran to another trapper's base and then found him outside. There's practically no loot, but once again, that was one more raid closer to completing our goal. I found myself in another base, full invis, waiting for a player to come up. He was on 1 DTR, so this should go well. Well, that was another weird raid. I don't really know what happened to him, but we killed his combat logger and we got a pretty good amount of partner items. After making 12 factions raidable by myself, it was time to run into bases as a duo. Hateful and I spent days 181 through 199 making as many factions raidable as possible. We arrived at our first base together. Hateful was an archer with a diamond set in his inventory and I was in diamond. We got a few kills and a little bit of loot. Time for the next base. This time, we ran to a much bigger base. These guys weren't really trappers, so we had to get a bit creative. Honestly, that was one crazy raid. It really shows the damage of an archer and a diamond base raiding duo. They had a decent amount of partner items too, and a ton of god sets. After that last raid, we made our way to a Trapper's 2 high base and ran in. We just barely had enough time to time warp and make that play possible, but that kill marks the 15th raidable faction and a challenge complete. While looking for another base, Hate found himself being killed by someone. We actually managed to get a ninja ability off that kill, which is one of the most OP and rare items on Viper, and it was going to be the key to making almost any faction raidable. Now that we had a ninja ability, I wanted to try a specific strategy. Basically, when a trapper is above 1 DTR, they have to kill themselves to go 1 DTR to start trapping. I asked the trapper if I could kill him to make him 1 DTR so that I could run in, but instead, I did this. I didn't actually know if that would work, but it did. At the end of this raid, I had reached a total of 94 kills. We were almost at the 100 kills mark. While making our way to another base, Hatefoo started getting jumped by a huge faction. While fighting this guy, 2 of their members died, making them 1 DTR. This was the final kill to make them raidable. Taking outnumbered fights and making them raidable has got to be one of the best feelings in HCF. We decided to head to their base. Okay, well that has got to be one of the most unexpected traps, considering it was a raidable base. After dying to that, I quickly got another set, an axe, and ran back. I needed to get my ninja ability back. Hate told me that one of them had died. We checked out their loot and there it was, my ninja ability. After all of that, we decided to just take all their loot. Hate and I made our way to another base, this time in the desert. We saw them outside and tried chasing them in. After their member died, they were 1 DTR and playing pretty scared, so we decided to put ourselves back in their trap to bait them. We ended up getting a bit of partner items and a lot of kills during this raid. But they kept F-homing and trying to kill us, and someone actually messaged me to stop kill farming and that I was getting banned. That is how we found our next target. After trash talking him for a bit, we arrived at his base to immediately run in. After killing that guy in the trap with us, we prepared to ninja ability in. After making him raidable, I had to just laugh at him in private messages because of all the trash he was talking. And then I realized this was one of our richest raids of the map by far. After Hate died, we both knew there was a ton of loot in that base, so we had to run back. After killing the raid stealers and stealing the faction's crystals, we banked as much loot as we could. As it was day 199, it was time to show off our loot. We had almost a full double chest of partner items, 2 full double chests of god pickaxes, half a double chest of crapples, and most notably, we had 3 double chests of every single god armor piece, including swords. This means we had over 15 double chests of god loot, as opposed to the 2 double chests we had as a challenge. Now to check our stats. We had 117 kills and 25 deaths, meaning we had completed all 3 of our challenges. And yes, there were a few deaths that were cut out and a few that I got revived for, but Hate also had some stats as well. He had 29 kills and 5 deaths. And to check if we're on track to complete the bonus challenge, yes, we are on leaderboards, currently ranked number 4. Day 200, the final stretch of the challenge. It was end of the world. Enjoy this montage of our end of the world experience. And yeah, that is how we died. I was probably a 1/10 of a second away from popping a god apple, but it was too late. But guys, we had an absolutely amazing map and 200 days. We ended with 120 kills, 21 raidable factions, 15 plus double chests of god loot, and ended on the server's kill leaderboards. If you guys enjoyed this video at all, please leave a like and consider subscribing for the best hardcore factions content. Thank you guys for all the support on the first 100 days, guys. We have over 250k views on it right now, so really do appreciate that. And be sure to enter the giveaway on this video by subscribing, leaving a like, and commenting. Peace out, guys.